I've been standing on my booth, right? I'm the only person in the room, and I've just had hundreds of people literally coming past talking to me. Like, it's frigging amazing. Yeah.
We've had 16,000
really
visitors.
Great to see a full house. Thank you all for joining. So you can see here how the VR market is really going to be growing over the next few years. It's already growing so much. So just last year, there were about 26 million VR headsets owned by consumers globally. This year, we are expecting about almost 60 million people to be actively using VR. And in 2023, the global VR market value is predicted to grow to over $5 billion, which is huge. And by 2026, we're expecting the market size of virtual reality headsets to be, hold on, let's get the PowerPoint back, to be around $18.6 billion. So you can see this huge trend towards more people consuming VR and more people being in VR. All right, so marketing post-COVID, obviously things are doing a lot in the pandemic. So that, you know, as the industry is starting to pick up and the world is starting to open up again, travel restrictions are becoming a little bit more loose and things like that. I really think that it makes sense to adapt to a new technology where the consumers are showing interest, which, based on the previous slides, is very clearly going to be virtual reality. All right, so just a few introductions to get started. So about me, so my name's Kelly. I do marketing at Hikky. I was born and raised in California, and I moved to Japan over 9 years ago now. And I've been living here ever since. And you can add me on my LinkedIn profile here. This is another one of my avatars when I first joined Hikky at Vrchat.
There's an actual meeting going on in here.
Yes.
All right, and about Hikky, so you can actually see
stuff.
on the left side here, we have some posters about how Hikky was created and how we got started. So here you can see actually the three kind of founding members. So there's Funakoshi, our CEO, Mika, who is our creative director, and Nitsu, who is our videographer. Actually, Nitsu is going to be joining tomorrow's Zenke, so I'd love to connect you. But these are kind of our founding members, and they got really into VR and gaming. And yeah, you can see here that we started working under the name Hikky, which comes from the Japanese word for hikikomori, which means somebody who doesn't leave their home and plays games all the time. So that's kind of the background on our name. And we're a Tokyo-based startup. That's where I'm calling you, or that's where I'm talking to you from today, from Tokyo. And we were established in May 2018. Our main services are the virtual market events, which you can see a couple photos of here. So this one at the top, this is our creative director, Mika. That's her avatar. And you can see in the background, we have all of these different kinds of pieces of the world. So like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, we have the Statue of Liberty. We work with all of these landmarks, very similarly to how we work with brands to do promotion for what their for their trademarks and their properties. So another one of the clients, a great example is the Disney store. So we worked with Disney to create a virtual Disney store where people could actually go into the store, pick up the goods, and they could actually, if they posted a picture on Twitter with the hashtag the Disney store, the virtual Disney store, they could get a discount on the actual goods at that store. So there's a lot of integrations that are possible between VR and the real world. All right, some of the benefits of marketing in VR. There's a very rich community. So I'm sure that all of you are already very aware of this since you're in VR with me. But there's a growing user base who are basically living in VR. So people are partying in VR, they're drinking in VR, some of them are even sleeping in VR. So people are doing more and more of the things that they would do in their everyday lives, but bringing it into VR and doing it socially. It's also a new marketing opportunity, especially with a young and gamer audience. And it's also an opportunity to sell digital and real goods. So we'll get into more of this in a moment, but our clients are able to sell 3D models. They can also sell, hold on. So a really popular thing that we have is people selling, for example, avatars. But they can also sell things like services. So for example, basically like the Uber Eats here in Japan. Um, they had a menu, and people order off of the menu, and it would be delivered to their doorstep here in Japan. So it's not just the digital goods that people can sell and they can market in VR. They can also sell real life objects or even services like that. Right, so let's look at a few use cases here. So first of all is e-commerce. So like I showed earlier, we have the Disney store. So again, the Disney store, they took some of their actual goods from the Disney store here in Tokyo, and they made it into 3D models, and then they were selling those. And you could also go into the store and buy the actual goods there. Another example of this is the virtual 7-Eleven that we did. So we did a recreation of an actual 7-Eleven that's here in Tokyo, and people could visit that. We also collaborated with Square Enix to promote some avatars of characters from a really popular game of theirs, Nier Automata. So we'll actually go into our production area a little bit later, and I can show you some of those. And also Beams is a retail company here in Japan. It's really popular. It's kind of on par with Uniqlo. So they also work with a lot of great properties and trademarks to promote for example, they'll do collaborative projects, collaborative t-shirts, things like that. So they were doing a promotion there too. And we see over 1 million visitors at our virtual market events now. And another kind of use case is branding. So creating a unique experience to build brand awareness. Here we have the first e-car by Audi. And they actually created this 3D model of their e-car, but also users who visited, they could get into the car and do a test drive in virtual reality. So obviously in most kind of new car announcements or new car releases, it's in one physical space and during one specific time. But if we do it in VR, first of all, it's open 24/7. And they also did have customer service at the event. So they had actual staff people talking to the visitors, and they were able to run them through the specs of the car and things like that. And then the user could actually get into the car and drive the car around. And you can kind of see it in this section on the left here. But part of the test drive was actually through space, right? It's a very Tesla kind of an experience to take a car through space. And obviously, that's not something that we can do in real life, but we kind of have endless possibilities, and we can create these really cool experiences to tie your branding in with the users. Right, here's some concept art. Again, this is by one of our founding members, Mika, and her creative team. These are all from our last VCAT event, VCAT 6, which just ended a few weeks ago. So on the left here, you can see the Japanese Summer Festival. So there's this kind of androgynous character dressed in summer yukata. I can't get the PowerPoint back.
Okay, if anybody is clicking on the buttons, please don't do that because it changes for everybody. So, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Carl.
If you have trouble seeing, just wait it and support you after.
I think it's people joining in.
Yes.
Yeah, every time someone joins,
There
it
goes
switches
again.
back.
The networking call chokes it whenever someone
Oh,
joins.
you're a victim of your
Before the
popularity,
manual sync.
Kelly.
I'm okay with that.
Go on, pick a seat. Still room.
All right, so just to kind of so this is one of the concept worlds. So we usually work with corporate clients to bring in money for the events for these concept worlds. Oh gosh, it's like not lasting at all anymore. And then we also have these creator worlds. So the middle one here and on the bottom here, these were two kind of like, it's really similar to creator fairs. So I was born and raised in San Jose, kind of like Silicon Valley. So my dad and I used to go to these creator fairs when I was quite young, and it was a lot of kind of tech people, and they were showing off their technical projects, things like robots and things like that. And I get really similar vibes from the creator worlds at VCAT. So we have hundreds of booths, and these 3D artists are able to show off their creations, whether it's going to be an avatar or whether it's some accessories or anything really, maybe their booth store. But it's really cool to see the things that they create because they're also able to create their actual storefront, and it gets really creative and really fun. And then on the top right here, you can see Vrchat Mall, which was another really cool project that we did where there were stores based on different themes. So for example, we had like a steampunk kind of a theme. We had like a fantasy theme, a furry theme. And then artists were able to submit kind of their accessories or their 3D models that fit that theme. So we had all these different objects from different artists, but people who had an interest in one particular theme were able to go to the store. And it was just kind of a really cool project where, you know, if you're into steampunk or if you want to check out some furry specific avatars or accessories, you can go see those at the Vrchat store for them. All right, so it looks like somebody already clicks the button, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So now we can go walk around the floor, and I'll show you some of our cool projects. Follow me. And you can see here, this is great because not only were they selling the avatars and it's an official version, but also like if a user buys this, obviously they're a huge fan of it, and them using the avatar is extra promotion for that brand, right? This is a really great opportunity for companies to be promoting not only their properties, but to get the fans involved in that photo booth. So this is for Guilty Gear, which is another popular game. So people can actually like get behind here and you can take photos and things. Selecting like a fight pose or jumping and things like that. And over here is a project we did with Toyota.
Whoa.
And it's to exhibit their luxury yachts. So you can actually get into the boat, you can walk around, check it out.
So
I can't afford a
So this
fucking
is an
Lexus
actual boat
I-250,
people
bro. How
can
the fuck
buy?
am I gonna get a yacht, my guy?
Exactly. And then
So
Well, in VR, you can afford anything.
True.
exactly.
Unless they sell the model of the yacht, dude. That'd be some shit. Like I got one in
It's all
VR,
about
bro.
the experience. You can
Have you actually heard anything about the
big
metrics
yacht for
for
free.
your kind of advertising
Great.
here and what it might...
All right, where the hell is like, where's
Sales gains.
Lex? I know they gotta put Lexus somewhere on this fucking yacht.
For the ROI, I mean, it's
surprised
so
it's not on,
varying
like, every
because
door.
sometimes, for example,
what-
we'll be
yeah, right
selling
here.
like pens, right? So
You know how
if it's
like
like
collectible
so if
those
we're selling like these
avatars are?
3D
Like,
objects or like a real life
yeah,
object
yeah,
for like a
yeah,
pen, it's going to be really
yeah.
different from
Yeah.
something like a yacht. I mean, also the e-car, right? Like if we sell one of those, it's going to be like hundreds of thousands of yen for one of them. So it really depends on what you're
I didn't
selling.
even know that they
So we
fucking made
kind of
boats.
work with clients on
buy
an
a yacht.
individual basis to be like, hey, you know, like
I wish
in
I
your
wasn't
industry,
poor.
This is kind of what other clients have seen as far as ROI, but it's still such a new thing. And also, we've been working mostly with kind of the domestic branches of these, even for like a global company like Toyota. So I really think like as we're expanding more into the West, or into the English-speaking countries, we're going to see gains as far as ROI for different brands. It's just a matter of kind of like experimenting in that space.
Sure. Yeah, no, I'm totally behind this. It's actually really awesome that you've managed to actually put physical objects into the VR world and are advertising it this way. I saw in your VCAT, this past one, VCAT 6, that mini store that was in there that had all the links to the actual physical things that you could buy. I was just curious because like a lot of these are obviously like luxury objects that like most people wouldn't be able to afford anyway, but you know, trying it out in virtual
For sure.
reality is the next best thing.
Yeah, and also like I mean I think there's a growing community of kind of like in Japanese we call it otaku, but like people, you know, who they kind of feel like a little bit more nerdy or like maybe yachts aren't for me, but here we're able to bring those people to a yacht and they can get on, and like in the actual world we did an individual world for Toyota, and then
Oh no. Did she
Oh, no.
Oh, shit. She crashed.
Oh.
There she goes.
quickly.
God bless
Yeah.
everyone. Yeah.
Quickly, take the keys. We're gonna
Arts did a good job tonight.
quickly steal the keys. We're gonna steal this yacht.
Right, this is our yacht now.
Take the
Let's
boat.
go.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our fucking boat, dude. 1,600 horsepower, bro. This bitch weighs 73,000 fucking pounds. God damn.
Oh, yeah, it's a boat. It's a boat. I guess, you know, weight's kind of irrelevant,
Yo,
really.
they said, fuck it, bro. We're gonna make this shit heavy as fuck, bro.
Kind of weird you're walking.
I didn't see
along
that.
I bet I can
I'll
bench
say
it.
real yacht.
NVR is the newest technology, honestly. So we're excited to onboard some other clients. Like there are things that I keep pitching to clients that I just want to do. Like I really want to do an escape room in VR, for example. So I keep trying to
Oh,
pitch that
yeah.
to clients, like, hey, you should do an escape room, and then you can have like a few hours of people in VR, and they're having fun, and they're with their friends. If there's 2 different outcomes, then like they want to come back again even. But if it's all with like the branding, and if you're like looking for clues that are related to your property, for example, like I think that's a really cool thing that you can really only do here with people coming from all over the world, right? And it being open 24/7.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just like looking at how this particular convention was arranged versus VCAT, for example, like you actually had staffed booths versus the other one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But previous to that, the headset question though, like, as I know, are you on like an Oculus or something that's like standalone? Because I know a lot of the market limiters right now here, I don't know what you're seeing over there as far as JDM markets go. But for what we have going on here, it's like very, like Oculus is pretty much the only one that's like a market viable consumer headset that is standalone.
Yeah, definitely Oculus is the most popular one. I'm on a Quest 2, but I have the PC link. So that's what I'm on. It kind of depends. Like people who are more like we also have a few other machines, like at our office, for example, and people who are in the space. I do see the Quest 2 being the most popular kind of consumer headset here in Japan, though, for sure.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, and then up next we have a few kind of samples of our worlds. Oh, also we have an upcoming event, Virtual Market 2021 in December. Please come and check that out. And this is an award that we got just last year for Virtual Market 4. We won the VR Marketing of the Year award, and we were up against some really stiff competition like Disney, Pixar. Yeah, it was really incredible to have won that award. All right, and if you come over here, you can check out one of our concept worlds. So you just kind of like come over. It might take a minute to load, but this you can see like the floating goldfish and everything.
Yeah, there's like VCAT
I've been
3.
to that world. It was really cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so this just kind of shows again like our production staff, like they're incredibly professional, incredibly talented, and they can put together some incredible concepts and make it a reality in VR. And then over here we have kind of a convention world. So this is another 360 video. So for this one, you can see kind of the core convention style markets that we do. So we do this for things like game VCAT, comic VCAT. People, individuals will actually be putting on display their own work. So again, this is very much kind of the maker fair kind of vibes that I get from these events. But these are all individuals. They're all showing off their work. And then people are going in. They can flip the pages in the manga, for example. But it's just this really cool thing where these individual creators, and this is really the core of our business. So we've been talking a lot about clients and stuff today. But we work with the clients to make this possible, which is supporting 3D artists, supporting creativity. And that's really the core of what we do at VCAT. So yeah, that's all for today's tour. Thank you all so much for joining. Does anybody have any questions before we wrap up?
Thanks, Kelly. It was great. Really learned
thank
some
you.
stuff. I love the 3D. Yeah, let's give you a round of applause.
Thank you, thank you.
Hey guys, well done, Kelly.
Ripples up.
Hey, hey.
Awesome. Yay, so many thumbs up, so many hearts, so much love. Thank you all. All right, great. Thank you all for joining so much again. Please feel free to add me. Actually, there's a QR code. Let's go to the contact room, and you can add me there on LinkedIn, or if you search Kelly virtually with no space, it should be my Twitter and my LinkedIn pages. So please feel free to connect with me on any of those. And yeah, let's keep in touch.
Great.
Yeah.
Hey,
So if anybody
Kilroy,
wants
I
to
just
add
sent-
me on LinkedIn,
I sent
can
you
go
an
to the
invite.
contact
I'm
room.
interested in chatting. Yeah, I'm.
Mata, can you send me to the? Can you show me the contact room, please?
Yes, yes. You roast
Yeah,
already.
yeah. 全部同じように見えるか。Thank you. All right, so here's the contact room. This is Nobi, my coworker, and then this is my profile. So there should be an external link set up where you can take a screenshot and add me through the QR code. And this will be from my LinkedIn, but I'm also on Twitter. So you can add me there. And let's keep in touch.
No. In the world menu, there's like a ribbon for JobCon now. Oh, see? The first one is lovely, second one is exhibition one.
Kind of like split into these really distinct groups, but I think that there's a lot to be gained by stepping outside of that.
Exhibition one, you said.
Two will come tomorrow after public stuff. This was cut through, like, the exhibition one was up through the right when the whole thing started, like a couple minutes.
Damn, the wellness center
I'm bored of
is
it.
really popular. I knew it would be. It's such a pretty place.
Yeah, people really like it. The rules
Yeah,
have been quite
I'll hopefully
successful.
be able to make it till the... Oh, sorry.
It's really central to creativity and in of itself.
I think rules have been quite successful, like consistently having like between 90 to 150 people in them.
That opportunity for that spark, right?
It's really good.
I think creativity is when kind of two different ideas come together. So getting to step outside of that and have that spark, I think that's another thing that.
Great question.
Well, it's really cool.
In Nundu.
I hope the VCATs become like a success for like mainstream audiences, especially like the
me too.
content creators
Yeah, I
that
should probably like...
you know do go to those worlds and
do
put themselves out there.
Most of like
Really
everything
cool to
today.
see that.
But I'm gonna try to make it to like the stuff tomorrow. Hopefully my day will be a little